Hey, all right, we're live now. I'll just start off going live while I'm working on this neat little feature for Read Markdown, which is exposing more stuff that AI is doing while you're chatting. So check out, instead of just having a bubble between you and Claude or Codex, and maybe have thinking, now we also have tools that AI is using. So for example, read the README and let me know what you think. Now shows thinking, the tools used, glob README, read, and then you can just expand and see what it got. And then it just prints that. But there's small things like the checkmark right now looks good. Let me see. It's not fully full width. I don't know if it needs to be. Okay, let me check the logs here. All right. So for some reason, the following is happening. Colin. When a tool is in use and the bubble is shown, I see a green check mark even before I see the result text from Claude, comma. Now, I do not know if we're done with the tool and are doing something else that we are not surfacing to the user. So it kind of feels like, oh, we're done with the tool, but why don't I see a result text yet? You know what I mean? Period. So either the tool's actually not done yet and should show a spinner, or it is done, but something else is going on that we are not surfacing, making the user think it's stuck. Period. We gotta fix that. Period. Make some suggestions for me. Period. Also, before you do, investigate. There we go. It says working. Maybe this should just be the default thing. Maybe we should also have some kind of working in our here. For example, did you compare against the remote git? Now, if I do that, I don't see anything immediately coming back, right? Good point. Let me check. Now he's doing this, but this is already done, right? And then I don't see a spinner, but this is done before the result text comes in. So I wonder what's happening in between. You know, let me see. This is happening by design and current logic. Right now, as soon as we receive tool result, we immediately replace the tool bubble and mark it completed. So the green check appears before Claude sends the next assistant text. There can be a gap there, and we currently don't surface any intermediate Claude is processing tool output state. So it feels stuck. Keep spinner until post tool assistant activity. Okay. Show explicit intermediate state. Keep current instant check behavior, but add a small processing chip next to it until assistant. Okay, auto expand tool bubble when result arrives. No. Delay check mark to turn completed, but 2 cores. Yeah, implement option 1 with a dedicated tool status, enum, and transition logic. It's clean, deterministic, and aligns with both Claude and Codex event timing. I kind of like, let me see. I do like option number 1, comma, but before we proceed, let's brainstorm and compare against another idea, period. Currently, if I use Claude in terminal, I see a quote-unquote working ... shimmering whenever there is no output like tool use or thinking or result text or something like that. Period. So what do you think about introducing a processing state that would use the new darker bubble with the small difference that this processing bubble disappears as soon as we have another output of any kind from Claude? Let's see. Oof, it's hot.
You can use your feet.
Yeah, it's more about, I think more about my hands, but this works. Let's do this. Let me see here. That's a strong idea, and it solves the exact perception gap. Comparison. Result received state per tool. Pros, precise semantics per tool bubble. More state complexity. Still doesn't explain silence when no current tool bubble is visible. Global transient processing bubble. Your idea. Pros, very clear Claude is still working. Simple mental model, matches Claude terminal behavior. Cons, can be noisy if it flickers on off between rapid events unless debounced. Best approach, keep tool bubble status accurate, pending until tool result. Add a transient system tool style processing bubble that appears only when we are streaming and no pending thinking tool bubble is currently visible and no assistant text has arrived recently. Remove it immediately on any new event. Thinking tool use, tool result, assistant message turn completed. What about internet tool result or tool use? Add a short debounce before showing it to avoid flicker. That sounds good. I like the debounce. What about 0.2? That's a good waiting time, I think. This gives you both, correct? Yep. All right. Sounds great. Quick question. In your event list, you didn't mention, where do we have it? The tool use. Where's the list of tools that we have? This is Claude. I think there was here tool, server tool use. There we go. Good catch. Yes, server tool use should be included. For the transient processing bubble behavior, we should treat server tool use exactly like tool use. I agree. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, cool. This looks good to me. Should this be a little bit brighter so you can see me a little bit better? Maybe, ever so slightly. Okay. All right, while this is working, I'm thinking, should this be full width? I also think the font here should be smaller because this one is for sure smaller and this one is bigger for some reason. It doesn't need to be. Is it monospace already? I think so. This is pretty cool. No remote readme found. I think this is interesting how all right, implemented. Now we can run it again and try it. I'll do the same thing again. At some point I'm gonna run out of Claude tokens. Read the readme and let me know what you think. Let's see how it works. Processing, cool, processing. The user wants to read, yeah. Aye. Nice, this looks better for sure. I don't know if we need the, for processing, I'm not sure we need the shimmering effect. I like the shimmering effect for when Claude or Codex is thinking, comma, so we see the thinking text in a shimmering manner, comma, but the processing bubble already has an indicator that it's working on something, which is the spinner, right? So it's kind of like redundant. All right, let's do that. Cool, that's exactly what I want. Done. Let's do that, and then we can release that new version. Okay. Read the readme and let me know what you think. Processing, no shimmering, good. Thinking, boop, 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 boop. Nice. This one is still spinning. Okay. Interesting. So this looks much better already, period. Thank you, period. One small weird behavior I noticed, period. Excuse me. I had multiple black bubble outputs, which are correct. However, I had like, let's say 5, and the last 3 showed a check mark when the first 2 are still spinning. Comma, isn't that weird? Question mark. Wouldn't any prior darker bubble not have a spinner anymore if there's a new one afterwards, question mark? Or am I understanding it wrong? Question mark. Here are the logs, comma, if they are not sufficient in terms of when a spinner is active and when a check mark is set, maybe we need to add some more loggings for your understanding this edge case. Let's do this. Bada bim, bada bush. Damn, I feel like Claude is gonna... Claude is really quick and just reaching the limit. Let's see. You're not misunderstanding it. Your logs show why this happened. Claude emitted multiple tool use events back to back before results. Then result for glob 1 arrived, while glob 2 was the last pending bubble. Our current rule only replaces when the matching tool use is the last bubble, so we appended a new result bubble checkmark but left earlier tool use bubbles pending spinner until later term progressions. That creates the odd UI, older spinners and newer checkmarks. Let me check here, because that is glob readme tool result. I see. On any tool result, find matching pending tool use anywhere and mark it non-pending immediately. If it's last, replace as today. If not last, keep appending. Before we do what you recommend, comma, I find it weird to read as a tool bubble actually that one is not weird. As a tool bubble, comma, and find it weird if I see another tool bubble saying with a check mark, or this one, with a spinner, check mark when it actually refers to one of the earlier tool bubbles, right? Because that one is read pattern readme, then tool result. Rather have tool result how would you best do that? Because that one is actually glob readme doing that, right? This is what it's doing, and then it's tool result. Maybe glob readme result. What is this one? No files found. For what? For this? Have to result say glob readme result. You know, so I can understand the connection. Also, the glob readme doesn't show a spinner nor a check mark at the end we get a different icon when I think it should be check mark. Let's do that. Hopefully we can optimize this. I wonder if this should be marked down. Would that change anything? Bind orphan result bubbles to the original tool label, for example, go and mark the original matching tool bubble as completed when its result arrives, so it ends with a check mark, not the neutral icon. Yeah, exactly. I still can't run. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's try. Let's see. Read the README and let me know what you think. There we go. How does it look? Cool, cool. Glob README, read README. Processing, this looks awesome. Okay, great. This looks so much better. And then what do we do here? No files found. There, read README. So much better. Nice. Let's check codecs. Read the README and let me know what you think. Processing as well. I think light mode doesn't look as nice, but we can get to that afterwards. Processing a long time. Establishing session protocol. Opening README, cool. Yeah, so much better, because earlier it would just be, all right. This works so much better now. How about we add and commit all our changes and push it, and then investigate the logs when using codecs, period. Because previously when I talked to you, I was using Claude and we were optimizing there. Now let's look at the logs when I talk to codecs after all our changes. $67,000. Damn. Missing what the app is, how to run it. I wonder if there is, you know, some states that we're not covering. But also we have a lot of red here, whatever that means. Let me check really quick. Okay, that looks good. Claude, would you like to run the following command? Yes. Improve tool bubble states and provide event parsing. Nice. I would like to add some analytics so I can see how many people are using this tool. We currently ignore important codecs events from the logs. Yeah. Everything that seems important or not useful or useful. Like, we currently ignore important turn started, item started, item completed error. are not rendered as tool bubbles. Okay, you mostly see reasoning and assistant text, but not suggest codex fix parity fix. Like 2 and 3. And 4 if it mentions something 2 and 3 are not. Okay, push the stuff and then working. Status. Okay, I'm curious about that one. That will improve the experience so much. Interesting. All right, test added about logs. The giant decodes spam and is macOS input method runtime noise, not your chat parser. The codex specific lines he posted are exactly the ones we now covered. If you want next, I can also map items started for additional codex in progress types beyond command execution, so more currently running. Sounds great. Let's rerun the app with its current state. See how it looks like now with codex. Read the README and let me know what you think. Processing. Aye. This is flashing. So I feel like we should not show processing again and again if it's the same bubble. But this looks great. Command execution. Reading rude. Did you compare against the remote README? Let me rerun. We can optimize that quickly. Read the README and let me know what you think. Processing, yeah. That flashing we will address. Did you compare against the remote README? Yup. Let's do that. Do it. Compared your local README is identical to origin. Okay, great. Small thing to note. This is pretty cool. But I do believe we can do it as a markdown renderer. Then it would look much better. Okay. This looks amazing, period. Thank you, period. One small optimization, comma. What I am experiencing is that the processing bubble is at times flashing, comma. I believe it's happening because we are getting a response from AI that we are parsing into a processing bubble, comma, and then when we get another response afterwards that we also mean to parse into a processing bubble, we replace the previous processing bubble with a new one, resulting into a flashing behavior. Period. I believe if we are currently showing a processing bubble and the next bubble to be displayed is going to be a processing bubble as well, comma, don't you think we don't need to replace it? Question mark? Answer in chat. Hey Reen or Mahmoud, I'm building right now this is basically an AI assistant. So instead of using like what I'm doing here right now, using Terminal, I'm using a chat-like interface to chat with Codex or Claude, which I prefer. I just copied the session ID, which I prefer because it allows me to read the output in a formatted way. You see, like here, has like a markdown formatting, which doesn't really work in this place. And on top of it, I can be in a directory and let it create a markdown file if I want to plan a feature, which is even more formatted, which reads much nicer. So I can plan much better instead of having this kind of stuff in the terminal that's very flat. And so that's a tool that we're optimizing right now. You can, if you want to, just go to readmarkdown.com. It's for free. You can download it for free. This is the current state that you would get. Actually, you already have a file tree. This picture is outdated. I have to update it today. And right now I'm optimizing it to show even more stuff. And I will upload the new version in a few minutes after we fix the small little thing here about the processing flashing. Let's see. Yes, I agree. What would you like? This one?
Yeah. Do you need it?
You can use it.
I mean, do you want to use it?
I was just pausing from it because it was so
I
hot.
thought you don't want it.
No, I'm.
Okay, I thought you want to abandon that. That's why.
No, I'm not gonna abandon it. What about you? You can use it.
No, I have my heating pad.
But you're not using it. You have your feet up.
It's on.
Okay. Well, you can have this if you want.
I know. I just thought that you didn't want it, so I don't want to waste.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. If the current visible terminal bubble is already processing and the next state is also processing, we should keep the same bubble instance and avoid remove re-add. The flashing is likely from this sequence. Event arrives. Dismiss processing bubble. We schedule processing again. Correct. Repeat rapidly across small event bursts. Clean fix. Stop calling dismiss processing bubble unconditionally at start of every event. Replace with event-aware behavior. Keep processing bubble for non-surface transport chatter like that stuff. Hide only when a visible bubble is actually added. Right? In schedule processing bubble if needed. If processing message ID return early, no reappend. Optionally add a minimum. Let's do it. Let's see. I don't quite follow how that will result in the UI, but we can test it. We should be able to test it easily. Mahmoud, are you still around? What are you up to? What are you working on, if anything? You can also just be lurking. Oh, look at all this missing bubble. Interesting. Why don't we have... I see. Okay. Well, I suppose. Let's try. Let's try it out and see. All right. Read the README and let me know what you think. Earlier we had a flashing. No flashing anymore. That's good. And once it's done processing, let's see. Stating session with README check. Bam, 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 bam. Pretty quick. I found the main README. Okay. This works much better now. We have no flashing and we are replacing the processing bubble because we don't need it after we got results. That's great. How about Claude? Read the README and let me know what you think. Processing. Okay, we got that. I don't know why it like the height seems to change. Processing, amazing, and done. Amazing. Okay, I like it. Okay, cool. That looks great. Actually, let's not waste any tokens just to commit stuff. Read Markdown. Optimized chat processing bubble appearance, etc. Now let's push that. Ethereum, which ID is this? This is cool. Thank you so much. This is, I call it Read Markdown. You can get it for free. It's something I'm working on. I just mentioned that earlier. If you go to readmarkdown.com, you can download it for free right now. And I'm about to upload a new version that introduces these whatever your agent is doing right now. And so yeah, it's what I think is going to be the future of IDEs, and we have already out there like Codex app, right? And I think some other IDEs that go the same approach, which is AI first. You don't really have a file editor. You can view your files, but you cannot edit them, which I am going to introduce as well, just so you can do it, you know, if you want to do small changes so you don't waste your tokens. But you don't really, it's not the, you know how IDEs today focus on editor first and agent second? And I think it should be now the other way around. It should be agent first and editor second. So the agent interface should be the richest, the feature richest interface, and the editor doesn't need to have that much because we're just not going to use it as much. It's just like a small bonus, so to say. But thank you for. I'm glad you like it. You built this? This is cool. I will try it right away. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me know what you think. I also added WishKit to it, my SDK, to add like feature requests. So you can, if you try it out and you like it, and maybe you're missing features, just feel free to create and submit stuff or read through the current ones and upvote. And I'm just like trying to, I completed already 5 things. I want to implement as much as possible. So we can get this to a really good state. Okay, let's see here. We just pushed it, right? Now, let's archive it. If you want to wait 5 minutes maybe, then you will get the latest version. This one that we just worked on with the command output or the tools output. All right, and then we can move on to working on a small different tool. Distribute app, direct distribution. Close. Oh yeah, and also if you ever want to use a terminal, it has a built-in terminal as well. So you just don't have to leave the app. You know, if you then say, oh, you know, right now I'm using Claude here and I want to use Codex here, whatever. It's a full-on terminal, my typo. Full-on terminal you can use in tandem, right? You are in the project read markdown, which is the project here. You're just in the context of it. But you don't have to. I think the chat interface is more fun, better. But you have the option. Subscribed, excited to join your journey. What's the future plans? Sure, I'll wait for the latest version. Thank you. Thank you. I have a question about versioning software. How do you push notifications for users when update is pushed? I'm also in software dev for Mac, Windows, and Ubuntu from last 2 months. I don't know yet, but I'm going to introduce something like that as well. Right now, I don't have an update system in place, but I know about Sparkles. Sparkles is, or Sparkle project, this one. Sparkle is an easy-to-use software update framework for macOS applications. So you might want to look into that. I haven't had a chance yet, but I believe that if you just add this whole documentation or whatever to your AI and feed it into it, AI can figure it out for you. So this one then introduces exactly what you're asking for, that the app is basically saying there's a new update, and then people can just say update and it updates within the app. Alrighty, let's see here. We are done with that guy. So now we can export. Let's export it into here. Yep. And then go and do Mac OS or Mac App Signer. No, what is it? Sign. Notarize. I hope that helps. Is it exactly what you were looking for? It almost sounded like it. And then we can close that one out now. We can go to read markdown backend. Open that guy, public downloads. That DMG is gonna be what we're needing once it's done. Success. Nice. Now we can replace that. And updated up version. Get push. Okay, just wait 5 more minutes and then it'll be deployed. I just pushed it. We have auto deployment running. And then it will be available for download for you. Let's log in here. I have heard about WinSparkle for Windows. I'll check this for macOS. There's no common thing. I don't know. But I don't know. WinSparkle almost sounds like there is something like this, but you might be working with one code base, it sounds like. Let me see here. I only distribute to macOS, so not too familiar with other platforms, how they do it. Okay, read Markdown here. Okay, build in progress. How do our analytics look like for read Markdown? Let's check. Oh, actually, I don't think we do have read Markdown analytics. In the last 30 days, 300 new users. Okay, that's cool. I wonder how many are downloading it. I have zero ideas. I don't have any analytics. Free macOS app analytics. Is there anything like that? Understand? SDK. Top free macOS app analytics SDK include telemetry deck. Right, but that one I think has a limit. So what about free? 100,000 signals per month. Okay. 100,000 signals. What is a signal? A signal is an event you send to telemetry deck. Usually you'll send at least one signal per app launch per user, and additionally ones to track behavior or events. Okay, that sounds good. I would not mind. Can you use Google though? Best analytics tools for both macOS and iOS. I'm a fan of CloudKit, but this might be the one you're looking for. Google Analytics for macOS. I wonder. Hey. Like an SDK, you know? Do you have experience in agentic programming? I'm learning that from last 8 months. I'm also just getting into it in the last couple of months. This is cool. I think it's better to add endpoint that tracks download numbers and active users. That's exactly what I'm looking into right now. I would like to know how many people are using it actually on a maybe daily active basis, like daily active users. There is some open source for these which tracks downloads and active users, how much they are using at what time average. Oh yeah, do you have a recommendation? I wonder how that works if it's open source. It does have to report somewhere. Do you have to set up your own server? I don't mind doing that because honestly, probably I can just do it myself really quick. Because I already have a backend up and running. It could just report to there. Maybe I should do that. It seems simpler. An endpoint that tracks a unique UUID created upon app launch and then just reports every time you launch the app for that. And then aggregates the users. Daily active users. But you, I would, if I introduce a telemetry deck, that's my only hesitation. It's yet another tool. Then I will go to Google Analytics for my website stats, and I go to read Markdown for the webs, for the app download, and then I'll go to telemetry deck to see the stats for read Markdown. But I could just add it to my own backend and just even surface the number here, like daily active users or downloads. I feel like, downloads would be equivalent to unique UIDs on app launch. I don't even have to track how many times download was clicked, which we could also do. We could see how many downloads were, how many times it was downloaded, and then how many times it was opened. Let me see. Is it done? Not yet. Adding it to your backend. Open telemetry. Sorry, I misread. Let me see. The open standard for telemetry. is an open source observability framework for cloud native software. It provides a single set of APIs, libraries, agents, and okay. What do you need to do? Develop software, yeah. Do we have Swift? We do have Swift. For Swift on GitHub, installation getting started. Okay. The following example uses basic Vapor application. Awesome, because I use Vapor. If you are not using Vapor, that's okay. You can use OpenTelemetry Swift with any Swift application. But nice, I do use Vapor. So, sure. Create and launch. Wait, but package to begin, create a file. Yeah, we do have that. Okay, this is just to set up Vapor, but I want to add OpenTelemetry. Exactly. API SDK, and then what do we do? Entry point, exporter, dice server, semver, registering the provider. Okay, with all the stuff that we have up there. Tracer, span builders, span name, set span kind, client start span, result. When you send a request to the server roll dice, you will see a span being emitted to the console. Output is pre-printed. Next step, enrich your instrumentation generally. Interesting. I wonder, can we place analytics codes into software when you got to data streams in Google Analytics? There's something, apps. When you go to data streams in Google Analytics. Yeah, I think you're right. There must be something like that. Google Analytics for macOS. Let's say Swift SDK maybe. You must integrate Google Analytics for Firebase SDK in your Apple project. Google Analytics for mobile apps is powered by Firebase, and the SDK is well supported in Swift environments. Like a tag manager, right? This OpenTelemetry seems simple enough to set up and just getting to work doing this. But what I'm wondering is it logs it, but I wonder if it's also migrating some database tables to log it in the database for you automatically. So I can easily just, I'm just most interested in user data, not just like what happened, like events like this, or someone rolled a dice. But this one says it prints it prettily into your console, or like your logs. But I would like to have this in the database instead so I can retrieve it. It would be pretty cool just to have, just add the backend as, have a package, an SDK you can add to your backend in a package.swift file. Then you register it, and it registers and migrates some database tables for you. You don't know what's happening, you don't need to know. And all you do is, when you use the SDK, you basically say log user, basically here, right? Tracer log user action. So okay, something has happened. And you have an interface that says tracer.get daily active users. Or get all unique users, stuff like that. Very simple. Maybe it already provides that. Let me check here. Okay. All right. I think now if you download, I can do it myself too, because I need it on my macOS app, macOS or MacBook as well. If I start Read Markdown right now, No, not this one. Read Markdown from applications. Oh, why do I have it? Hey. If I say hey, yeah, this is what happens, right? So let's close it again. If I start read Markdown from applications and say, read me, let me know what you think. We don't see anything happening because now it's processing, right? Let me take a look at the project. Now it's just doing something where we don't know what it's doing. This is my current version on my MacBook. Let me quit it because we don't need to wait. We just see that it's not the latest. Let me download it. Now, if I download it and open it, all I need to do is replace the previous version. And when I start it, just say open because it was a downloaded from the internet file, right? App. So read me and let me know what you think. This is the newest version. You can get it now. You use open code. Oh, I want to add support for that too. Sorry, it's not supported right now. We are supporting Claude and Codex, but I want to add open code. I use Claude and Codex at the moment. OpenCode was the next thing I wanted to add. I know this one even says Gemini, but to be honest, when I launched this website, it only supported Codex, not even Claude. And Claude just I just introduced Claude a few weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. But now it supports Claude, and now I optimized some of the stuff. And as the next step, I can totally introduce OpenCode so people can use it for free and use the AI, the free AI, right? This is good in terms of UX, like user will know what's going on. Yeah, Imperium, I'm glad you like it too. I agree. It's definitely better, so you have a UI feedback. Small things I can optimize is the font size and making the result here Markdown formatted, so it's as nice as this one, right, inside here, but it works, and I think for now it's good enough. So I can now focus on something else, which is, so this is now ready. We can revisit the telemetry stuff afterwards. Now I want to focus on another app that I'm building, which is called Wonder Captions. Because right now, my girlfriend and I, we are creating vlogs, and she's editing them, and we want to have English subtitles, but also Chinese subtitles. And I built an app that does exactly that. This is the app that I'm building, and I've just built so far. It transcribes your video, shows the English subtitles, and translates it into traditional Chinese and shows traditional Chinese subtitles as well at the same time. You could even, change the font to different fonts and whatnot. And I like Marshmallow. You can make it smaller as well, so it's not that big. And then you can just say you want to export it. This is subtitle language, original and traditional Chinese, the length, the project, okay. And once it's exported, you get the whole vlog with subtitles burnt in, bilingual. It's a bilingual subtitle generator. That's the app. And I built this whole thing with Codex entirely from front to back. I was just guiding it in terms of UI and what I want. So, and there was a lot of trial and error. So desktop, we can save it. We can replace the previous one. Let's see. There you go. See, and then there's some. I'm saying, where is babe? Can you hear? But my English pronunciation is so poor sometimes that it just misunderstands and says Abby here. So that one we can fix because I introduced, I think it's somewhere in the beginning. Here, see? I made it so that I can just click on this and just, can you hear? Save. And then now we just replaced it, and I can also change the length when it should appear. See, can you hear her? See, that one is, for example, I stopped at 2:14 already, but it goes until 2:15. I can just say 2:14, maybe half. Notice how this one is shorter now. Boop, shorter. It will end right there. I'm not even saying anything here. So this one doesn't even need anything. So we can just remove it. Boop. This is something I can optimize to just remove the segment entirely, but this works. We have no text for now. And I can do Command S to save. You see that? And project saved at 1:22 p.m. because if I close it, I can open a project, which is a Wonder Captions project. It's nothing but just actually a folder. I just made it look like it's a file. It's a folder that has the video, some project information, and the subtitles, the complete generation of subtitles with timestamps where it's located. If I open it, I can, you see? Interestingly, it removed that stuff that didn't have anything. I wonder how that works. But yeah, and then you see the thumbnails down here. When you zoom in, you can zoom in. They just get bigger. You can zoom out. And just edit your subtitles. You cannot edit the video because that's not what this is for. But you can generate your subtitles, edit them, export them, and then you got it. Later on, I might just introduce some editing of the video, some light editing, like cutting stuff. But that's it, not too heavy. The zoom in might need a little bit more. Right now you can zoom in 12x, but then see, sometimes the subtitles are so short, the display time is like, I don't know, almost just 1 second. You cannot read it, so because we're not zooming in enough for this to be wider. There's not enough space for the text to be shown for a 1 second subtitle. But 1 second is long enough to say something. Yeah, for example, this guy. I'm saying very humble. Let me move it by 1 second. At 25. Maybe a 25.5 actually. Yeah. I don't even need anything because we have this text on here, huh? Okay, yeah, we don't need it. See, it transcribes. It shows we have this text being said, but she added it. So I don't need the subtitle here at this moment. And let me save. Boop, saved. So if I keep editing later, I can come back. I think you need to add a feature when we edit English and click on convert or icon that translate to other language that's below. You are so right. And you're so right. And I agree. I am working on that too. I had the same thought because you're right, and I should be editing English, and it should update the language underneath because now it's a mismatch, right? So yeah, absolutely. I don't have a website for this one yet. I do have the domain already, so wondercaptions.com is already available, but I need to set up the backend for it so you can download it. Okay, I'm happy about the state of read Markdown. I'm wondering if I should rename it though, because it's not about Markdown anymore, just reading it. It's literally about agentic coding, right? I have a couple other domains, a couple other names I can use instead, shorter ones too. Just didn't pull the trigger yet. Okay, what I wanted to do now is I bought a Mac Mini. It's on this display. I cannot show it right now because it's right here. I have two displays. One is my MacBook here, and the other one is a Mac Mini. And I wanted to set up a Claude bot and start using it. I haven't used it before, and I would like to have some automated system in place. My goal is, I think one of the first things I want it to do is either have a Reddit account and just slowly build Reddit reputation, just post once a day, maybe answer some comments, very, very slow burn, build reputation, and then use this Reddit account to advertise my app. So yeah, so like, you know, an account that maybe account name is Read Markdown or Wonder Captions, and then I can basically sneakily advertise. That's one thing. The other thing is, since I'm streaming, and at the end of the stream we have this video. For hosting you use Heroku. Yes, I do. I like Heroku for simplicity because I just know how it works. But it's not the cheapest option, right? You could just get a VPS, virtual private server, for much less, and you can just do everything on there. For Heroku, I pay like $8 immediately when I want to use a database. So it's not the cheapest option, when $8 would be enough to get a whole server and do everything you want on it. But yeah, the other thing I would like to do is use my stream videos and clip interesting parts out of it automatically and post it on TikTok. Automatically, I don't know, 3 times a day, maybe 2 times a day, at random time frames, like between 9 and 12 pick a time and post, and between 2 and 4 pick a time and post, and just do that repetitively and have like a stack of clips ready. Something like that. OpenClaw is crazy. I hosted it and I give simple tasks for that to turn on lights at 5 a.m. in the morning and send me an image which motivates me on the day. Oh, that's awesome, man. You actually are using it already. What did you use to set it up? You just followed the website and you have a Mac Mini or something? Or do you have a Windows PC? Okay. As for the Wonder Captions, let me see. I don't like the gap in between. I don't see, once I click, hit play. Hover should end, I think. How does Final Cut do it? Sure. So Final Cut, in comparison, if I click somewhere, hit play. While it plays and I click there, While place hovering is not working. Okay, let's do that too. Okay, I think that makes sense. Now we don't need terminal anymore. Let's use read markdown and let's go to codecs. Let's check the project, Wonder Captions. Now we're in Wonder Captions. All right. I would like to optimize the experience of the editor, period. If I check out Final Cut, comma, it seems like when the video is playing, hovering is disabled, period. Clicking on a particular spot in the video timeline does work and it keeps playing, comma, now from the clicked position, comma, however, hovering is disabled until the video is paused, period. I believe that is a more stable user experience. Let's do it. Okay, let's see. Usually I would say let's plan this feature, but it's a simple thing. Otherwise, if it's a bigger feature, like for example, I would like to be able to drag and drop here. I would like to just extend and shrink it by just dragging the left side or right side, you know. That's a bigger feature I would like to plan out. And that's what I use my Read Markdown app for. And then I just let it create a Markdown file, and then I read through it and I plan out stuff and I adjust things before I just say, go and do it. So let's see here. Verifying format consistency, processing. That's a lot of commands. I wonder if we need this many entries. It's quite a lot. I wonder if we need if we can group it together, you know, and then when you expand it, you have multiple commands, and then you can expand it more for detail. That might be an optimization we can do. In between, that is already fine, I think. Okay, implemented the UX change. Let's try it out. I also got a quick open. You can open projects quickly by just saying Command O. Makes my life a little bit easier here. So I can select it like that. Okay, now let's see. If I play, hover is not working, but good. And then when I stop, I can hover again. Hover, play. Nice, much better. But I can still click around. Yeah, much better, definitely much better. Okay, let's do, let's say, amazing, comma, this works much better, period. Oh, you are typing? Yeah, grouping will work. Yeah, right? Right? I think so too. What do you mean by typing? You know what I did? I started using dictation, the macOS dictation. In settings, and I just do double control to enable it, and now I can talk. It's much faster, at least 2 times faster. Can you double check that our implementation is clean and architecturally sound, following the skills regarding Swift, comma, and if everything looks good, let's commit and push that code. Period. However, if you make changes, let me verify it still works before we commit and push. Bam. All right. Now maybe we can now introduce a bigger zoom factor. How about 16 and 12 instead of just 12? And then we can also say instead of 20 thumbnails, we can say 30. And we can say every so the first zoom level would have 10 thumbnails maybe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one stretched out would be double the size. I think that's fine. Yeah, 10 thumbnails at zoom level 1, 20 thumbnails at zoom level 8. But 8 would be almost like this. And then 30. Oh, let's do 10 at 1, and then 15 at 4, 20 at 8, 25 at 12, and then 30 at 16. Because right now, if I zoom in, this is 20 at 12. And we would improve it by saying 25 at 12. Because that's very blurry, right? So that's just, I don't know actually why it's that blurry. Because it's very sharp up here. But it will just reduce it by a little bit and look a little bit better, like this. Because we would have more thumbnails. Maybe by this much. This is how 12 would look like. And then at 16 we have another 5. So maybe it looks consistent. We can try. I just want it to be performant. I had like so many more in the beginning and it was just not performant. Okay. No architectural or Swift guideline issues found. All right, committed. Push failed due to network in this environment. Could not resolve host GitHub com. Really? Just git push. I pushed for you. Let's work on the next feature. Let's create next optimization. I would like to increase the zoom level maximum to the number 16, period. I would also like to introduce logic that allows to have different amount of thumbnails in the video timeline based on the zoom level, period. For example, period, at zoom level 1x, we would have 10 thumbnails. At zoom level 4, we would have 15. At zoom level 8, we would have 20. At zoom level 12, we would have 25. And finally, at zoom level 16, we would have 30, period. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's any gaps or needs for clarification, period. Make sure if you implement it, that you respect all Swift skills and do so in a very clean manner that respects separation of concern. All right, let's see. We can't mess anything up because our latest state is clean, working state. We can always check out. I did that before. I worked on a bigger thing. I didn't like how it looked like, and I just reverted entirely and cleared this chat session so nobody knew anymore what happened, and I could start out on the feature from scratch again with no context load. Okay, now I wonder if I would like to introduce here also milliseconds, because if I go here and I want to see, actually I only need milliseconds because right now I cannot drag and drop, but maybe it will still be useful, maybe in smaller, just to see. You know, if I'm here, what's the number? I can click and copy even, but that's like a workaround for the current behavior. Okay, let's see. Still processing. Hey, at least we see some indication. Previously, it would just do nothing. You would just be there sitting, hey, did it crash? Is it still working? What's going on? And what I also introduced in settings, show hidden files and folders in file tree. No, show logs. I have current session, select a session. This was a session before, and this is the current session. So I can export logs if things go south. So in, for example, if you Ethereum are using this, commit should be done for safety revert. Yeah, it's so obvious, right? If you're using this and something doesn't work, like, I don't know, codex quit exit or open code exited unexpectedly, then instead of just, you know, reaching out to me and say like, hey, it just crashed, I don't know why, you can say, hey, it crashed and here are the logs, and you can export it, give it to me, and I can just, you know, put it into Claude or Codex and debug it. So, oh yeah, exactly. And then you can show hidden folders. You see Git is a hidden folder. You can make it show up, and then you have other hidden files. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you don't. It's an option. This is processing quite a long time. Sure, I will. Yeah. That's so weird. I feel like it takes too long. I don't see any code changes in here either. Let me copy it. Launch another session here. Code, actually, I always do that, but I can just do it here. Codex, resume. Let's see. Sometimes, for some reason, see, look at this. It's doing a bunch of things, but we didn't see anything. So what happened? I would like to optimize. This is what I said, right? And then it actually gave us results. So let me do a new chat. Go to settings, show the logs. Actually, let's quit it and start it again. That's how we get our old logs. Let's export it, put it into desktop. Actually, no. Actually, read markdown is fine. Let's put it into read markdown. User session logs. Save it here. And now I'll just go there now. This is exactly the use case. Let's go here. All right. Check out the logs inside user session logs folder, comma, and figure out why the UI was stuck at processing when Codex was actually responding, as you can tell by the logs, period. At some point, I just started a new session after I didn't get any results or UI updates. Okay, well, you work on that. Hopefully you don't do the same, you know, not working. Oh wait, I missed out on, see, because I switched my I should have done this one. Codex resume. So I don't see. I had a race from running commit status. Ah, that's the last one. Wait. Where's the... God damn it. Okay, you know what? We can do it again. I thought that was the session I just saved. Do you have Discord? I don't really use Discord as much. I do have Discord, but I'm rarely there. Do you recommend any servers? I was thinking of going into the OpenCloud server when I'm setting up OpenClaw for the Mac Mini. I found a likely structural issue standard out parsing is new line based, but Codex emits item completed payloads with a very large aggregated output blocks that include embedded new lines. I'm verifying whether this breaks event parsing and leaves only a processing bubble. Okay, I confirm the logs are pending tool rows, which means item start events were reaching the UI. I'm checking why corresponding completion finalization wasn't reflected despite backend completion event logs. Nope, just asking to be friends. Ah, got you. You can, I mean, this works. I'm gonna be streaming multiple times a week on Twitch. I'm also on Twitter. I'm most active there right now. So yeah, I think that's the best way to connect. Timeline from your log shows two separate issues. Normal turns completed, but transport was flaky. Yeah, why UI stayed stuck. So you read was correct. Codex activity happened, but the UI state machine had no recovery path. Can you create a sophisticated plan, that addresses this issue reliably, outlining in great detail the approach recommended to fix this, period. Put that document at the root of this directory and call it bugfix.md. I think that's good. My Twitter, oh yeah, my Twitter is just Martin Lazek, the same username as here on Twitch. I use the same username everywhere. So no matter where you're trying to find me, you'll find me under this username, luckily. Instagram, Medium, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere it's the same. What are you building right now, Imperium? You have OpenClaw and you have it at 5 a.m. send you something motivational and turn on the lights. But what else are you building? Are you building something right now? This is exactly what this application is for, by the way. I'm planning, so it's gonna create a bug fix stuff. I'm gonna wait for bug fix MD to appear. And then I can review it. Let's see, I have enough context. And I'm now drafting bugfix.md with a concrete multi-phase reliability plan, parser hardening, turn life cycles guarantees, timeout recovery, and test. Okay, see, there we go. Problem summary. Yeah. This is a reliability bug in the stream events lifecycle boundary between process output, parsing, and UI state transitions. Root cause hypotheses. Okay. Log-like indicators mapped to What do you mean by, are you saying logs, logs instead of logs? Are you also saying codecs instead of codecs? If I make mistakes, don't try to correct them instead. Okay. Because I think it said codecs just because my dictation doesn't pick up the word properly here. It said logs instead of logs and codecs. You're right, and thanks for flagging. I meant logs, literally based on your wording. What the UI shows pending tool indicators, not logs. Your wording, the product service name is codecs. Yeah. Okay. When I said biologs, when I said, I meant my dude. I can't send link here. I think it's Epiflow Vasari Net. Epiflow Vasari Net subdomain. Let me check. I try to not open too many links here on stream. Epiflow Vasari Net. Dictate at light speed. Oh, that's your project. The fast way to write emails. Okay, so using AI to dictate. I like the blurry nav bar. This looks very Nike-ish, which is cool. You know how Nike is working, I think, with Apple on Apple Watch, Apple Watch, Nike watch face. See that green and that bold letters? It's, you know. Damn. I guess lifetime. Is it with open code or how do you do that? Because lifetime $50. How accurate? Extremely accurate. I can see that if you use LLM, because I'm not sure dictation uses any AI. Really. You still got the Twitter logo. Oh, it's not working. If I click on it, it doesn't work. The links are not linking anywhere. Okay. Okay, but also update the bug fix MD accordingly if you misunderstood something. Still in development. It's local Whisper. Ah, see, I use the same. I use Whisper C++ as well for transcribing my video, but it's not that accurate. I mean, maybe I'm holding it wrong, but you know, you saw earlier, it doesn't really pick up my English as well. Maybe because my English is not that. My pronunciation is not the best. No server cost for me or no LM cost. Yeah, for sure. I would do the same thing. It's smart. But I was wondering if you were using just open code, like an open source LLM. but I suppose Whisper is using LLMs trained to pick up language. Okay. How ready do you think is the document to address this issue? Question mark. Let's see. I just recently introduced that you can also look at your code files and it highlights it in this app. If you mean, is this document, how many, is this document enough to address, how ready, see, how ready do you think is the document to address this issue? Not how many, how ready. Summarizing, readiness, and gaps. Still missing exact timeout values you want in production. Elaborate on the need for timeout. 2. Decision on auto recovery behavior, inform only versus auto stop retry. Elaborate plus make suggestion, that's reasonable. Exact test seam approach, injectable process runner protocol versus lightweight fake wiring. Elaborate. Priority order if you want a strict MVP cut. I recommend that the minimum reliable slice. Elaborate. I don't know. Elaborate. I do that a lot of times when it just suggests stuff. I'm like, I could spend 5 minutes trying to understand what it says using my brain, or I can just say elaborate so I don't have to use my brain, which is probably not that good long term, but we want to be fast right now. We don't want to be wasting time. I'm currently using Claude Max Plan 20x open code codex cursor for coding and building apps. Damn, that's a whole fleet. Claude Max, isn't that $200? I think. Open code for free, sure. Codex, are you also? Oh, Codex has $200. I don't know how much Claude is, the Claude Max. Are you using Codex for $20 a month or $200? Was it 20? Cursor for coding and building apps. Okay. Let me see here. Timeout need, why it is required. Without a timeout, the UI has no deterministic escape from processing when completion signals are missing. Yeah, so your logs already show this failure shape. Activity appears, but no terminal event arrives before user reset. Timeouts protect, sure, operationally. Timeout is a circuit breaker if guarantees, okay, sure, but all right, what's sorry, recommended timeout length you suggest? Number 2, reasonable suggestion, timeout policy, use a 2-stage policy. Oh, okay, so it's already suggesting no first event after send. Okay, inactivity timeout, event started then silent. Sounds good. Test seam approach, add a small protocol boundary for process execution, for example, chat process running. Command line interface chat server's core depends on that protocol instead of concrete runner directly. Production uses process runner, tests inject fake chat process runner. Fake runner should support scripted sequences. Chunked, this gives deterministic tests for exactly the bug you hit. Awesome. Testing is great. Tests are great. I don't have any auto testing set up yet when I push, like say on Git. I would love to have a runner that just runs the tests. But that's just like not priority right now. Priority is shipping. MVP cut. Elaborate. If you want fastest reliable fix, implement in this order. JSON framer and runner integration. Termination, fallback, when status is 0 but no turn completed. Inactivity watchdog. Focused. Defer to later. Advanced telemetry dashboards. Aggressive auto retry strategies. This MVP removes. Okay. Sounds good. Let's get to work, my man. Update the document and let's get to work, my man. Alrighty, so I should update the stuff here. I'm updating bugfix MD now, and I'm also always checking my codecs. I'm like on my weekly usage is 35%. I have it resets tomorrow evening. I was worried I'm hitting my limit before it resets tomorrow. Weekly usage limits, and they 2x'd. They gave you 2 times the usage, right? So I would actually have already exhausted my limit with how much I'm building with it, and I'm only on plus. But I want to have one of the projects. This one, I want to make it a paid app, a one-time payment for now. Maybe behind a Stripe link on the website. I want to keep it very simple. And then if this one generates, I don't know, $200 if I sell it for $10, right? $10 to get like a bilingual subtitle generator. If I get $200 a month, that would be like 20 people, right? Then I could pay for the bigger version of Codex, the better $200 per month. Just pays for itself. And then I can optimize it, and maybe I'll just introduce a different payment system, but just to get started. Alrighty, back to here. I'm implementing the, okay, what are you doing then here now? Oh, it's not this one. It's, are we in the right project? Read Markdown? We are. I suppose we should open it. There we go. We're doing stuff. Alrighty. We are doing stuff. I posted on X yesterday night, actually this morning at 12 a.m. When I set up my Mac Mini for the first time. I installed Sequoia on it. And let's see, I got a post, today's Sunday. I post weekly my statistics as well, because I want to see, look at this little viral post. I want to see how much views I can get within 3 months. 3 months you should hit 5 million. We are almost at 3 months, and we're like at not even 10% of it in order to get monetized, right? That would be great because I'm paying like $40 a month for X to get my verified badge and more visibility and no ads. And I would love for it to pay for itself too, so I'm trying to post about it. So that post actually is doing pretty well. If it was 3,000, if it was 90 days times 3,000, that would be 270,000 already. Well, we exceeded that because of some of these posts that would just get a lot of views. In the beginning, this was a lot of replies here. You see that? But it was meaningful replies. Not that many, it was just like, I guess 50 replies a day. That's like 2 replies an hour. I think that's normal, not too bad, right? Okay, how are we doing over here? Next implementation step I can do now. Please do an end to end implementation. Twitter X has monetization? Yeah. Wait a second, let me just catch up here. Yeah, $200, and I get 430 to 500 bill per month for all these subscriptions. Damn, that's so much money. Are you actually also getting money? Like, are you generating money by using these tools and building stuff? People will buy lifetime or one time. People will get lifetime or one-time things for my Epiflow. I got 42 users in beta itself. Okay, that's good. That's great. Twitter will pay if monetized. X has yeah, they do. And then they pay you based on views. So if all you have to reach is, let me see. I thought it was common knowledge. Let me see here. In order to get monetized, I think you need to subscribe. That's for one. Let me see here. Where does it say? Profile. You are verified, yeah. Creator Studio. Revenue sharing, ineligible. Yeah, so here. These are the check marks. Get verified by subscribing to premium. That's you have to have 500 premium followers, which means I have almost 4,000 followers, but 500 of them need to have subscribed. Basically, they pay $40 a month to Twitter, and then have at least 5 million impressions, which is basically views on your post in the last 3 months, and then be verified, which is you have to give your ID so they know, your identity is verified. That's different from the check mark. For some reason, that's like two different things. So yeah, you got the check mark, and when you hover over it, then you say, and then it says, I wonder if it says something else here, if you didn't verify your identity. But yeah, that's why when you check out the analytics and go for 3 months, you see like, oh, you are at 330,000 impressions. Yeah, if you hit 5 million, suddenly your views are gonna convert to money. But you gotta be careful, because you are not supposed to trick the system. If you try to trick the system by just like, there's people who reply to like, they do like 100, I don't know, like 50 replies an hour or 20 replies an hour. That's like crazy amounts. Even 10 replies an hour is crazy. That'd be like one reply every 6 minutes. Who's doing that? Like 8 hours straight or 16 hours straight. Yes, you would get a lot of views because you post so many things under other people's posts. But X can always check your account and see what you're posting. And if it's just like low quality, like one word stuff, then that's not really providing value to the platform to justify paying you for that, right? The goal is to get paid for providing value. And value can be also just sharing your stuff journey, like this one, right? That's fine. Or some thoughts, some like interesting things, hopefully, or stuff like this, just 300 views, or what I'm working on. Oh yeah, Wonder Captions also has its own Twitter. And but less so just saying good morning, and then that's it every day. I don't know. But you can say good morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. and now I do this and this, like journey sharing. That's different. So yeah, pretty cool. Currently Epiflow is only source. I am actively working on more things. That 500 premium followers is hard, I guess. Yeah, it's not too easy, to be honest, because this one tweet that you saw that had like 30,000 30,000 views, it gained me, this guy here gained me like 40 followers, and out of these 40 followers, I may have gotten like 5 verified followers. This one has to be reaching 500. So it's very slow. You get like 10 followers and one of them are verified. Those verified followers are the people like you and I who are actually very selective about who we follow on X, because we are using it so seriously, obviously, right? Because we are paying for it. We're using it in a way that is serious enough for us to pay for it. Therefore, I think we are more selective who we follow. It's not just like, oh, let's follow everybody and just have like a huge mess in our For You page. I'm very selective too. I don't follow little people on purpose. I just follow like really people that I feel like they match with where I am or want to go. But I have, for example, what I can recommend. I have lists. I have 3 lists. I have small, medium, and big iOS developers, and there's like 100 developers in each at least. And then I can just check out my homepage For You page. I don't know why I do. Oh, this is just posts, notifications. I'm not sure why we are on home. Following. Why do we have this? Close. No. Can I remove this? Okay, yeah. I just need my... Is that... Why is it that profile? Can I change it? Okay. All right. I would like my For You page actually. But this one is good because you can just see, oh, 15 minutes ago, a small iOS developer posted something, and then you can just respond to it, like you can interact with them, and then you see, oh, he just reposted. What else? Paul sold, I'm getting ready to publish my app creator agent skills. And then you have bigger ones over there, and you can just like interact with them accordingly. Okay, anyway, back to here. Next step, run project. Okay, let's run it and see. This is not the project. Read Markdown. Is X Premium or X Premium Plus? I'm from India and it's showing 470 rupee per month for Premium and 5,000 per month. I think it's just Premium. You should be able to see it. If you go to your settings, right? If you go to, I think this one, right? You should have this one too. And then you go to Creator Studio. You should be able to see. I think it only wants it to be Premium. Revenue sharing. And then it says, get verified by subscribing to Premium. It doesn't say Premium Plus. I do have Premium Plus, but it's only because Premium gets you verified. Premium Plus allows you to not see ads, I think, and your posts are a little bit more prioritized, which I think you like because then you get more views, hopefully, right? So it's kind of like pay to win. So might as well, oh, you have a goal, just do everything possible to reach that goal. And if you need to pay, then pay, but only if you have money for it, obviously. Oh, you have Premium Plus, see on the left side. Yeah, I do have that, but I don't think you need that in order to get revenue share, if that's the question. I think you only need Premium. Premium Plus just gives you more, I think, more opportunity to get there quicker because you don't see ads in between, and again, your posts or replies are sorted more at top. Like when you reply to a post, then your reply is going to be more on top than other replies, so that it gets more views because of it. Does that make sense? You have to double check. I think that's how it works. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Next step. Okay, we ran it. So can you read the README and let me know what you think? Question mark. Let's see how that works. I do not want an unnecessary early timeout. Okay, nice. Bam, that's a lot of things. Okay. Have you compared it against the remote? Question mark. Oh, let me set up skill with OpenCloud then to maintain my X, getting Premium right away. Be careful with that, with using AI. I would recommend you to follow Nikita, who is the product head of Twitter. I think he's mentioning a lot of stuff about if you use AI, you need to at least tag your post that it is AI, and they want to reduce bots. So if they see your account is just spamming posts, so that's why I'm saying be careful. You don't want your account to be banned. And even if your account is not banned, what they will also do is they will let you have your account and just take away your eligibility of earning money with it. They did that with someone. I think he was from India too. And let me show you. I think I should be able to pull it up. So Nikita Beer, head of product of X, has replied. I think he's replying to a bunch of things, right? 2 hours ago. Like he's replying to people who are spamming as well. It was just a couple of days ago, but he's posting a lot, so I'm not sure if I can find it quickly. Just so you are aware. February 28th was yesterday. Oh yeah, see, for example, right? This girl, she says, I have a genuine question for it. Like she has like 30,000 followers, right? She looks like she would use X maybe normally. And she's talking about it. It got a lot of views, 400,000 views. Her rant about how X is continuously changing things. But she's also saying, a month ago, I was posting hundreds of replies a day to grow. It's already bad. But then I read the rules. I stopped forced interaction. I started acting like a natural user. That's what she says, right? So you read this, you think like, oh, you started right. You like trying to play by the rules. And you're acting like a natural user. That's what she's saying, right? You cannot verify that as someone who's reading that tweet for the first time. And then she's like, I focused on original educational content. I followed the rules. The result? Even with 13,000 premium followers, she has 30,000, right? Half of them are almost half of them are premium followers. My posts barely reach 100 to 200 views. There's something to it. I know why it's only 100, 200 views. Also, again, Nikita Beer explained how that works. But let's think about this. I started acting like a human, not natural user. Nikita Beer looked into her account because he works at X, and then just posted a screenshot or a video showing what her natural user interaction is. This is what she's doing. This is on one day. She's replying to this person, 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 the same. Advertising her stuff. You know, gets like 100, 315, 7 views. And it just keeps going. It's all on one day. That's too much. What are you doing? Right? You're just spamming. And then she's like, you're missing the point completely. This was not past behavior. I mean, this was just 3 months ago. This is not the only example. There was another user who, this was just an example of her saying my posts don't get enough views. There was another guy who was actually monetized, and he was pleading to get monetized again because he says he was just doing stuff by the rules. Or he said like, I'm sorry, it's my mistake, I'm gonna learn, whatnot. And he also pulled up his account and he was just spamming. And he said, based on my experience, I was asked multiple times, I was asked by different accounts to please unban me or, make me eligible again. I didn't do anything wrong. And then you feel like, okay, let me look into it. And then you look into it and it's the same thing again. You're just spamming and you're just saying things that don't match your actions. So back to you using OpenClaw, be careful. Make sure it's also tagged AI. I don't know if it's available to you. It might just be available to US right now. They want to reduce bot behavior, and you are about to introduce a bot that acts for you. Just saying, be careful. Is it this guy? It's a different guy, right? Oh, here, see, different guy. I didn't see that one. Same result though. could you please do one favor and take a look at this? I'm here because I genuinely love X, but the support I've been receiving, whatever, and I still don't know why this happened, what's going on, or when will it be reviewed. The situation is really sad and discouraging. Please look into it. And then he looked into it, and then, all right, let's see. Oh, I guess you can just look it up yourself. Latest 6 days ago. He just bam. This looks like it's AI. Let's bring back Energy Frost. Enjoy the best night, everyone. Let's go tonight. We're all together. Chill Saturday. Real like bam. That's not of value, right? That's not much of value added to X to justify being paid for it. It's just low effort posts. That's not what the revenue sharing is meant for. So that's it. Just be mindful of that. I can recommend following this guy just because he's the head of X, and if you want to be on X, then I think it helps you being on top of what they're doing, and they're changing a lot fast. And just now, let me see if I have it. What is this one? Content disclosure. You can say disclose paid promotion or made with AI. So when you say like, good morning, you can say, this is actually made with AI, and post it, and then you're transparent about it. Mark this post as containing synthetically generated content. Let others know this post promotes a brand or business. Also something, right? But not relevant to us. Alrighty. I got the idea. Oh, let me set up a skill. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Then I need to be careful on this. Yeah, so that's why, for example, I want to use OpenClaw as well. Not on Twitter, but also not on my own account. But I had the idea, what if it's a business model to create accounts on other platforms like Reddit and actually act with a value? Like become an expert, let's say in, I don't know, Swift, like a Swift expert person. And he is posting once a day something that he found. Like maybe he's scouting out Reddit and Twitter and just says, I saw this post and I thought it's, whatever, funny, and just shares it because it's of value. And once in a while it also comments on other people. It's obviously contributing to the dead internet theory, but I can always try and see where it goes, and maybe it builds reputation, and then I can use that account, but definitely not my own account. All right, anyway, let's go back to here. I've compared it again. Okay, that's just testing that the project is still working as expected. Let's do close it out. We can say nice, works as expected. Anything else? And for Wonder captions, what did I want to do? All right, I want to reduce the spacing between the timeline and the subtitles. I don't like that. It's a small thing. We can change to Wonder captions here and start a new session. Yeah, start a new session. Bug fix. This is read markdown. There we go. Okay, let's open, see that one, that spacing in between. Let's do two things. The marker representing the current position on the video timeline for when a video is playing, comma, the marker is wide, comma, is higher or taller than the video timeline height, period. I would like it to match the height, period. Same goes for the hover marker, comma, the marker is orange, period. Let's do that because that's also the case for Final Cut, I believe. No, actually no. It's actually full height all the way. Yeah. But I want to reduce it because I don't like it sticking out. If I reduce the height, the spacing in between, it will just overlap. You know? It's not gonna look nice. Oh, we introduced a bigger zooming. Yeah. Now it's, no wait, is it 16 now? I didn't test it. Smaller. So how many do we have? No, wait. Wait, where's our plan about... Did we lose it earlier? Maybe we lost it. Remember when I wanted to build new zoom levels? Whoops, sorry. Updated both timeline markers to match the timeline track. Let's try. Current playback marker white, hover marker orange. Import hygiene checks, sure. Let's try and see. There we go. Hey, is not matching. Oh, I think it's matching the container. That's what it is. I'm not sure what you changed. Git diff. Height, lane height, +6. Interesting. Was it higher earlier? Maybe it was a little bit. Let's do... I believe the video timeline might be in a container with padding, comma, and the markers are matching the height of the container, period. Can you confirm, question mark? That container might be called track of some sort, question mark? I believe it's the video track. Editor, timeline view, and then see, because we have this track view. Where is the editor timeline track view? Is there a editor timeline track view? Confirm your diagnosis is basically right, with one nuance. Tied to the timeline track line container, not the inner thumbnail content hide. Both markers are currently hide. Okay. Also, the parent padding horizontal and editor view is horizontal only, so it does not affect marker height. Can we give... Let me see if I want to give each track a background color so I can identify it better, you know? What if I zoom out? Yeah, I don't see anything. Each track, comma, be it video timeline or subtitle track, comma, a dark background so I can see it better, question mark, perhaps with a very light border color. Very light, I don't know, light could be understood differently. I want a very subtle, but yeah, subtle border color, not the very bright and light border color. I want to see it so I can work with it better. I like the horizontal padding that I introduced, so you can be in the beginning and in the end. But let's see what we do here. So many things. This is a lot that's happening. All right, I think we gotta implement it both. All right, thank you. Let's check it out. Added rounded track background fill. Oh, why rounded? Added light border stroke. Keep existing content. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see it now. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And you have a track there too. I do wonder. Do we need a padding for both top and bottom? I don't know if I want the track to be like that. See the spacing in between? How does Final Cut do it? Okay, see you tomorrow, stream. I'm going to sleep now. Thanks, Imperium. Thanks for hanging out. Was fun talking. Have a good night. Catch you next time. Yeah, so Final Cut does have a timeline track like that. And then if I add, let me see if I add text, how does that look like on top? There's no track for that. That's just for video on the main thing. Here, this is what I'm looking at. So this one, not sure how visible it is, has like a dark padding top and bottom, and the others don't. I wonder if on click, I do like that the whole, you see the marker is from all the way top to bottom. We are going to work on that too. So that you can hover even if you're here, because sometimes you want to hover over the subtitles, right? But right now this container, like these buttons are at the bottom, I might have to move them into a different place. For now, this might make sense. Maybe the track up here is not needed. How do we want to do that? Do we need the track or no? The track view. Because what does the track view do? It does have all that. The border, background color, corner radius, no. Chunk corner radius, chunk min width, lane height. So these three things are relevant. This would all move into the editor view if we don't have the track. So I think the track is fine. Just remove the horizontal inset should be 0, yeah. Just remove everything else, I think. Okay. What do you think of, for the subtitle track, removing padding, background color, border color, rounded border, etc. So that container view basically only has the purpose to, let me see here. To manage, let's say, the chunks of the subtitle, in a sense, and the line height perhaps. Answer in chat what you think. All right, let me know. Avery, hey, what's up, Avery? How's it going? What are we doing? I'm working on my video bilingual subtitle app for macOS. That, not bad. What about you? I'm doing well. This weather is awesome, and I have all day to work on my projects. So I'm doing well. Yeah, so this is what I'm working on right now. Is basically it's already working. It's already doing the stuff. It transcribes your spoken language in the video and puts subtitles in the right places, and then translates it into a target language. If you choose so, it could also be just like single subtitles, but bilingual currently supports traditional Chinese, and then you have bilingual subtitles. You can zoom in and you can make optimizations to the translation, and then you can just export it, and then you have your end result video, and then we upload it on YouTube, and then we address two nations. I'm glad you like it. Would you have any use for that other than that you like the idea? Because I'm thinking of introducing, after it's done and available, introducing more languages up. After I got the core, the foundation to work, which I'm starting with traditional Chinese, and then I could just add languages and everything else is already working. And I also built this one. This is my AI assistant editor, basically. We worked on that earlier today. I think that's a solid direction. If the subtitle track container's main job is layout, hit testing for chunks, stripping visual styling from the container's cleaner architecture. Yeah, straight up, if you remove lane background border completely, readability can drop on busy UIs, unless the parent view still gives enough contrast. Yeah. Most functional, move lane background border. No need for background border. Keep only minimal lane specific visuals. I meant it would be great tool for media sites. What do you mean? Like, oh, you mean like buffer.com or something like that, where you can post your videos to platforms all simultaneously? Where you could just have a feature that adds subtitles? Yeah, like that. I agree. It would be a nice. It would be a nice feature. I think this app might be easy to market, because what I'm thinking is I can create my vlogs with it and post it on YouTube, and always have in the description a link to the website that offers this app. And I can also always in the video mention that I'm generating these subtitles, this bilingual subtitles, fully automatically with the app in the description. It's just like, I'm not doing the vlogs for the app, but since I'm doing vlogs already and I'm using the app, it could be a good way of easy marketing it. And on TikTok too. I'm removing all container visuals. Okay, let me see here. What are you building? Are you building anything right now? Arc Lord, what's up? That's a good idea. Thank you. Let's see how it goes. I think it might be, on TikTok you could even easily do videos like, this is a tool I use for subtitling. You should try it out, like directly advertising it. Okay, let's see here. This one. Yeah, it should not have any padding anymore. Okay, let me see here. Nothing that interesting. I'm making a Raycaster engine. I don't use AI though. A Raycaster engine. Are you into game development? If I were to build a game, which I built a small game in 3D for iOS, and I started building a 2D game for iOS, also completely without AI, because that was pre-AI, like 2 years ago. If I were to do that today again, then I would also not use AI anything related to game development. I would not use AI for writing the code necessarily, because I feel like it's very fragile. Nice, you are into game development. I like that. Have you heard of Valley? I'm not sure how relevant it is, but whenever I think of game development, I think of Valley. He's like I think he has the biggest game development podcast, and game dev, and he streams once a week too. AI is great for base code. Heavy logic breaks it. I agree. There's so much. Even today with Codex or Claude, something. That's why I like to have it create a markdown so I can review it, because sometimes it just suggests something that's overcomplicated for no reason. You haven't seen him before. I can totally recommend this guy. He's not that active on X or whatever, but he has his own Discord. This is his podcast. How big is his podcast? Is there any stats on Spotify? Like almost 1,000 reviews at 5 stars, and he's like, this is, how many episodes do we have already? I don't know if you can filter it based on, there's like so many. Yeah, I cannot load all of them. There's hundreds. This was like 6 years ago. He's been ongoing. He's great to this day. But yeah, he's into game development. He has a good game development community. Very genuine and authentic and humble. I can recommend. Let's see here. I want to, let's see, removed subtitle lane, background, border, corner radius. Did you also remove any padding? Because I don't think we need that. We got spacing between the tracks already, my man. I'll check him out. Yeah, no pressure. Check him out. So you raycast engine. What made you start working on it?